Hello, my name is Braylon Turner. This is my week 2 reaction video for the Communication 263 class at Grand Canyon. To start, I had to read the article a couple of times to really understand what Mr. Miner was saying. At first, I thought he was talking about a completely like an actual small group of people living in the United States. However, I realized after a couple of reads that he was actually talking about the American culture as a whole. He provided very detailed, harsh, misogynistic, and sadistic depictions. Mr. Miner compared going to the dentist as a holy mouth man that actually tortures people. He also compares men shaving their face to dragging knives across their faces and compares women going to the salon to putting their heads in ovens. He states mothers put curses on their children while teaching them body rituals, and I would assume that he's talking about nursery rhymes or bedtime stories, and the body rituals would be like potty training or brushing teeth, bathing, putting on clothes, stuff like that. The article is incredibly inaccurate as well as slightly rude. However, it shows exactly how important language and communication is. He wrote this article with a specific intent, and he wanted his words and thoughts to be perceived a certain way. Unfortunately, I do not come from any culture other than American. However, there are a couple of practices, patterns, and rituals that we all know. The first example would be birthdays. Every year on the day we're born, we celebrate some sort of way, big or small. Another example would be funerals. When people we care about pass away, we have funerals for them, which would be considered like a ritual. The final example would be holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, etc. I'm not sure if birthdays have changed throughout the course of like American culture and time and all that. But I do know that funeral services and experiences have changed, and they've become more detailed with different prayers and speakers and songs and different events. Most people these days also have some sort of like food service afterwards. And holidays have definitely changed throughout the years as well. They've become more materialistic, extravagant, and detailed. Christmas is more about family and gifts, regardless of the religion. There are different origins for Christmas. And however, none of them started with hundreds of dollars in gifts for their families and friends. You could say with almost certainty that holidays have changed the American culture in a negative way. Because holidays have origins, they've been adapted to different expectations for today's society and today's view of what American culture is. And holidays are, since they are more materialistic rather than celebrating some sort of form in the like original way, the more gifts and decorations and food services, with so much money being spent, people forget why we celebrate that holiday in the first place. In my reference article, the survey showed an overall 86% of Americans plan to buy gifts for family and friends, and that includes all religions, Catholic, Christianity, Protestantism. Personally, I feel like we can celebrate with gifts and decorations, and food and all of that and have fun and still live the American culture as we see it today, but with also celebrating where the holiday came from in the first place and why we celebrate it in the first place. And my resource came from the Pew Research Center. Thank you so much and have a great night.